So, on Villains and Virgins podcast, I just finished two episodes on the Peasants' War. And in those, there is this moment when an aristocrat is executed by running the gauntlet. And in this case, it means he had to run through two lines of people, all of whom were wielding spears, and he was just continuously stabbed from both sides until he collapsed and died. Now, what's interesting about this punishment is that it was often used by the Landsknecht, who were mercenary soldiers employed in what is now Germany in the 1600s and late 1500s. It was used by them as a form of capital punishment when someone had done something serious and they were sentenced by their peers to execution. But not only was it used by the Landsknecht, it was also used many years later by the British Navy. Now, in this case, it wasn't intended as a method of execution. So, a sailor who had committed some misdemeanor might be sentenced to run through lines of his shipmates or around the ship while he was being flogged or struck with ropes by his shipmates. And so, this was kind of a whipping on the hoof. But fascinatingly, it was also used by certain indigenous tribes in North America. So there are reports of the Iroquois, for example, forcing captives to run a gauntlet, where again they're running between two lines of people and they're being struck from both sides with sticks or the blunt objects. So again, the objective isn't necessarily to kill the person, but it is to inflict some kind of physical damage and pain. So the same method is being used by three radically different groups of people who are very different in geography and history. For more stories like this, make sure you're subscribed to Villains and Virgins podcast. Lots more content like that.